buddy, you did one hell of a job. And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
And now, it's Talking Boys with the Boys.
Cowboys familiar, what's up? This is Talking Boys with the Boys, and we're back again with some of that Cowboys fuego. But first, a little business. Please take a minute to share and subscribe. Leave us a rating and a review wherever you find this pod. 5 stars and a couple of sentences on why you love this pod would be greatly appreciated. And now, the conglomerate, the panel of homies. I'm your host, Adam Y, along with my co-host,
Mark D, also known as Mark Stradamus D. It's that time of year, baby.
And this is Dreezy, the mysterious man behind the curtain.
That's better. That's a lot better, Dreezy.
Yeah.
This is Mario, a.k.a. Senor Roboto.
Hey, with our special guest tonight, Talking Boys with the Boys, man. You know we got to bring our brother, one of the Talking Boys with the Boys cartel members, man. Stevie J, baby. What's happening, Stevie J?
What's going on, guys?
What's up, dog?
Hey, PTX, straight out of Paris, Texas, baby. What's going on?
That's right. Right, man. You already know how it goes, man. How y'all guys feeling tonight?
Good.
Fantastic.
We're
Ready.
My tummy hurts.
Stevie J went down.
Oh, his audio went down or what?
Nah, his phone fell over, I think. There he is.
There he is.
Hell yeah.
Back.
Hell yeah. Nah, man, but so man, look, man, this is our first audio our first video for Talking Boys with the Boys, man. You see our guy Mark and Mark D. You see that boy Mario. Stevie J's up in the house. Dreezy is incognito. You know how we go. But yeah, man. So let's jump into this thing. Mark, bring us in with some Cowboys news, dog.
What's good, Cowboys Nation? Look good, feel good, pod good. Let's eat, baby. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Training camp time is back, and once again, so are we. On to the news. This time of year, the injury bug is biting as often as some of y'all content creators out there. Per sources, veteran wide receiver James Washington possibly suffered a Jones fracture in his foot today, which would sideline him for 6 to 8 weeks if confirmed. My opinion, further on the 8-week side. Washington was carted off and is undergoing additional testing at this time. So we'll see. It is considered a matter of when, not if, Cowboys offensive tackle Matt Waletzko will undergo surgery on a severe shoulder subluxation. The rookie 5th-round pick is not expected to practice this week, and he has a history of shoulder issues dating back to his senior year at North Dakota. Wide receiver CeeDee Lamb was withheld from team drill Saturday for preventative reasons following GPS workload readings leading up to practice. Eminem was quoted saying, "We're trying to eliminate the fatigue injuries and just be smart with that." No shit, Mike. Mike McCarthy, seriously. Mike McCarthy also says, "The mojo moments of camp may make a return today." Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
For the uninitiated, a mojo moment is an unscripted and high-intensity interruption of practice that stresses winning the drill in a timely fashion and kicking the opponent in the fucking teeth. Back to you, BB.
Hey, man. All right, well, we had a lot of news today, man, coming out of camp, of course. But I do want to kick off something real quick, man. Just for the listeners out there, just for the people out there wondering how we feel over here at Talking Boys with the Boys about the Deshaun Watson news that broke today, man. What I want to know, dog, or kind of what I want to ask you guys, man, is how y'all feel about it, man. Because we already know if Deshaun was wearing the star, I mean, they put him underneath the graveyard, man. I don't know, man. In my opinion, it was freaking horrible, man. Six games isn't enough, in my opinion, man. In my opinion, man. So I do want to ask you guys that, man. We'll start with Stevie J, man. What do you think, brother?
Oh, 6 games it's not nearly enough. And if you read what the judge put out in her statement of why she made the decision, it makes no sense at all. She's comparing someone with 24 accusations against them to rulings that were made for players who had 1 accusation against them. Make no mistake, those players with 1 accusation certainly deserve what they probably got. But
That's right.
when you have 24, we're talking about 24. And I think that in this arbitration, they were only looking at 5 cases, but still 5 versus 1. None of it makes sense. There's no place where it makes sense. So he should have gotten a lot more. I would say a full season, possibly even more. But if he's wearing a star, I have to wonder.
Preach, Stevie J. Preach.
I have to wonder if A, they do give more, perhaps a season, perhaps more. But B, I think that one of the reasons why they would give them more wouldn't just be because they want to justly punish, but because it gives them the opportunity to keep the conversation going when it includes the Dallas Cowboys. Now, it's the Cleveland Browns, so they're going to want to shut this case as quickly as they can and move on. But if it were the Dallas Cowboys, they would want that machine turning. They would want that conversation to continue for as long as possible.
They would have analyzed it like from 5 different directions and had like 6 lawyers on ESPN describing what a massage is as compared to, some sort of kinky fetish, man. I mean, we all know that. We know the way this would have went if that was a cow. Could y'all imagine if that was Dak Prescott? Dak Prescott. God. Look, every Cowboy hater in the world loves to try to turn some stupid shit up about Dak to try to hate on him. Could you imagine if there was really something to hate about him like that? What would have happened to him? We know. Yeah. The word indefinitely might have been used.
Indefinitely. Every news outlet that you could think of, every social media platform, dog, it would have been outrageous, man. Out fucking outrageous.
And Stevie, I know you feel me on this, man. With the bad guys in the room, there's sometimes we're a little confused on who the bad guy in the room right now is. Look, I don't cut for the NFL. All right, I'm not sitting here cutting for them. I understand what they do. I understand big business and how they try to backtrack. But the NFLPA here is the bad guy in the room. The NFL is another bad guy, but the NFLPA is the one who fought for this 6 games. I mean, what they wanted was between 2 and 8. The NFL was like indefinitely.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, Goodell's going to either appeal that to the judge, something like that, along those lines. Which we know if that would have been a Cowboy, we know. Let's say it did go that way. Let's say a Cowboy got 6 games. I bet you the NFL appeals it right away, the very next day.
Facts, dog. Facts. We're looking at, like you said earlier, we're looking at indefinitely, possibly. Ain't no telling what they would have threw at any one of our players, man. Especially like you said, somebody, a star quarterback like Deshaun Watson, man. So I kind of want to start there, fellas. My thing with the whole situation is, like, I just got news today, or I just saw news today. Mystical, y'all remember Mystical? Michael Tyler, shake your ass. Watch yourself. Tell me what you're working with. He been
trying to show what they're working with a little too much. Yeah,
they just locked him up. You know what I mean? Again, on rape charges and allegation charges, right? And my issue with this whole thing is guys with money, guys with that are on that level, where they have women around them and it's easily to come by. You know what I mean? When you start pressing these women, I mean, I don't know. I mean, come on, 20-something accusations, man. Come on now. So that means you're pressing. That means, real quick, Mark, that means you're pressing these women. When you press these women, dog, some of them are, they're going to be like, oh, well, fuck him. Shit, I'm scared of this motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's wild, dog. So I to all them dudes out there, clamoring about, well, he wasn't found guilty, man, shut the fuck up, dog. Imagine if that was your sister, your cousin, your whatever, dog. You know what I'm saying? And you as a man are you pressing women, dog, to have sex with you, pressing, dog. Y'all know what that is. If you from the street, you pressing, dog. You know what I'm saying? You pressing and you scaring the young woman? Come on, man, get the hell out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying with that shit, dog?
It's a massage. It's a massage. She's talking about a massage. You know what I'm saying?
I had in my head from about a month or so ago, I was saying 10 games. I was saying 10 games, right? I never thought he would get the full year. There's no way I thought he was going to get the full year. And there's no way I thought he'd get less than 6.
Yeah.
So when he got 6, though, when I literally woke up to that news, I was like, okay. I was like, they went light. The second thought I had was, just like y'all said, if he was a Cowboy, we're looking at 10 games, 12 games, or the whole fucking season. And it's not sour grapes over the Zeke thing. But just earlier today, I explained to my girlfriend why Zeke got 6 games back in 2017.
Yeah.
And what I had explained to her, and I didn't leave anything out. I didn't sugarcoat it. What Zeke was thought to have done, or what they got him on, compared to what Watson was allegedly doing. I mean, it's not even the same ballpark, guys. It's not even remotely close.
Yeah, facts.
So, so I mean, definitely 1,000%. If Watson's a Cowboy, he's gone for the year.
Well, I mean, and the elephant in the room is the fact that this motherfucker has a problem. We all forget that with all this, right? We all forget that. We all want to talk about the legalities of it instead of the moral compass aspect of it. Okay, everybody wants to go into the legalities of it. If you just look at this from a moral standpoint, I mean, let's say you had a homeboy and 30-something women accused this dude of some debaucherous acts. I mean, you're going to sit there and be like, yeah, but I mean, that's my homeboy. We don't know what happens behind closed doors. I know what happens behind your closed doors, motherfucker. There's a lot of closet. There's a lot of closet rapists coming out right now, man. And they're all like, man, can we just get on and move on with football? Not when your audience is 40% women. You can't. All right, and it's time for the NFL to recognize that. Not with that stupid fucking bullshit they did do during October, where they take like 2% of the fucking cancer funds and really give it to cancer research. Okay, because y'all need to follow that fucking money for a little bit. That shit gets sour.
Pink gloves and pink.
Yeah, man. We give a shit. No, you don't, man. No, you don't. No, you don't. This sends a very big message too.
Yeah.
And you remember D'Angelo Williams?
Yeah.
Yes, he did a lot of work.
Absolutely. Yep. And he tried to get the league to let him wear pink braids in his hair because his literal mother had cancer, and they were like, nah, it's not October. Like, give me a break. Like that's who you are as a league. Talk about a moral compass. That's who you are as a league. And now you have this Deshaun Watson situation. And either way, they didn't even act on it last year. Remember, he voluntarily sat out.
Yes.
Why has this been drawn out so long before they get to a conclusion? Like, why could they not get this really going whenever he was sitting out? That's something I've always wondered. Like, now it's coming up time for him to actually play, and we don't. Now we want to suspend him. Last year, he should. Not only that, but guys, we're talking about NFL punishment. What Mark was just saying, this dude, he's a sexual predator. The term is predator. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So he should probably be in jail.
Yep. He was walking around the street. He got $20 million last year to sit out so that the Browns could cover his shit. Then he gets $230 million guaranteed, and then on top of that, hey, you know what? Let's slap on the wrist with 6 games. And you're sitting there going, what the hell? Like, if y'all follow the way this goes, you're like, so when is this dude going to stop being a sexual predator again? Where is what is this?
We're talking about no fines. We're talking about no fines, no loss of money. I mean, this rule, and of course, this is the recommendation for the judge. Roger Goodell is ultimately going to make the decision, and I'm curious to see to what extent he takes it. But who in here trusts Roger Goodell to do the right thing?
Well, remember, Stevie J, he works for the owners, buddy.
Hey,
he works for
He does.
At the end of the day, man, the NFL is a frat house, though. That's all it is.
It is.
It's a frat house, man.
It is.
You know what I mean? I feel like, damn.
Bunch of fucking bros. That's all it is. Bunch of bros.
A bunch of bros, and we can probably make a fucking movie called, or a show called 13 Reasons Why, or fucking shit. Goddamn 20-something reason why on a guy like this, man. I mean, you force yourself on women, dog. Women get scared, dog. What do you think they're gonna fucking do, man? You know what I'm saying? It just, come on, man. And I got a big issue with it because I'm in a household full of women, man. My youngest is 20. You know what I mean? And you know, it just goes on, man. And I just, man, come on, dog. Man, dog, it's sickening, dog. At the end of the day, it's sickening, man.
What do you think, Mario? What do you think?
It's disgusting, man. It's disgusting. And like Adam says, you know, when you have women in your life like that and you think that they could possibly have to go through this, it angers you. It pisses you off. I have a 12-year-old daughter. I would never want her to experience anything like that. And, you know, these people on Twitter who think they know everything are out here saying, well, how come they didn't say anything until after? or they didn't have to, give in to what he wanted and all that stuff. Hey, you have to think you are in a room with a professional athlete who is a multi-millionaire and let's not get it twisted. Money gets you shit. People that are rich get away with things that other people who don't have any can't get away with. So you have to put yourself in these women's position and how pressured they feel in this situation alone in a room with that man.
Man, you know as well as I do. The only reason Kraft's shit went away is because he probably had a few of them bitches dead.
Exactly. I mean,
shit. Saying, man. Hey, remember Kraft with all them Filipino bitches giving him rubbing tugs, and then all of a sudden the story just went away, and we never heard about it again.
Yeah,
fucking people get paid off for come up missing shit.
Going back to the original question about if he wore a star in his helmet, how much would he have gotten? That has a lot to do with it. I agree with Stevie J. I agree with the rest of you guys. There's no way Dak Prescott does this. He does not get suspended for the full year, possibly even more, because the way you look at it, guys like Kraft, guys like Jerry Jones got the biggest balls out of all the owners in the NFL, man. He carries a lot of weight, and he gets a lot that he wants because he sways votes from the other owners because he's the richest. He's got the biggest franchise. It all goes back to the money. So Kraft is the same way.
Jerry's role goes beyond just even being an owner. He's built so much for the NFL. The fucking NFL network wouldn't be there without Jerry Jones, right? Yeah, exactly. There wouldn't be an organization in LA. But that's the way the owners have the NFL by the balls. Let's not act like Roger Goodell is some heavy who really disciplines these guys, okay? The Commanders still got that dipshit over there owning them who should have had 12 charges already. Been gone a long fucking time ago. Dude, if you go look through his court cases, let's not get off on a tangent. We'll get on football here in a minute. But Stevie J, you know as well as I do, man, with the history of that asshole over there. All right. He's got some cases overseas right now that are active in murder cases. Like he really does if you go look through the history of Snyder and shit just goes away. Man, it's what it is, man. And the NFL is trying to compensate for that some of that shit, but I think it's going to be like the concussion cases. They'll just sign it off on $1 billion, little hush-hush case, and then all of a sudden shit will just go away and Deshaun Watson will be running for touchdowns and everybody will be seeing him on a fucking Wheaties box in 2 years again.
Everybody forgot about Ben Roethlisberger, dog. Big Ben. Not
them bitches he raped.
Exactly. But my point is, he just retired last year, dog. So that tells you what this company or what the shield means in the NFL. It's a shield, dog. It's a brand. They're gonna protect their brand, dog. And I think it's sickening, man.
The end of that topic is this, big bro. If you're on Twitter or Facebook and you cut for any one of this, any shape or form for Deshaun Watson, you're a fucking dipshit and you're telling on yourself. Stop talking.
Bag. Absolutely. All right, man. Well, fuck. I mean, the panel spoke, fellas. Hey, everybody out there, Talking Boys with the Boys Cartel, man. Everybody, hey, you heard the guys here, man. We ain't down with that
Deshaun
shit.
Watson.
No way. No shape or form, man. We ain't even giving no leeway. Well, he did whatever. He didn't get whatever. Fuck that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day.
But all that being said, I still might draft him in fantasy if he drops a few rounds. I don't know.
This guy's out of control. Dog.
Talking boys with the boys, baby.
Hell
about that money,
baby. Hell yeah. All right, man. Well, moving on, man, to the boys, man. Let's get this thing ramped up, baby. Today was the first day of pads. We had some half shells the weekend prior, man. So or this weekend that just passed, man. It shit's ramping up, dog, and that's what we're gonna jump in today, man. But I have a question for you guys, man. Who's the winner of training camp so far, man? So far, they can easily be an overreaction. Mr. Stevie J, tell me.
Yeah, I think a lot of us got really excited about after seeing TJ Basher make the catch in the corner of the end zone, the big one-hander. It was impressive, and make no mistake, he's done it going back to his Texas Tech days. But from what I hear is he's kind of been up and down. That was a big pop play, a big splash play. Made its rounds on Twitter, and that's fantastic. We want that red zone threat. Love, 6'6" and everything. But now there's some talk of, okay, he's really trying to show out on special teams because he knows that's where his bread is going to be buttered.
Just about to say, that's the avenue. 6'5" on special teams.
Yeah, man, gunner.
Gunner.
I don't know. Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to have to figure out, can he tackle? And then you're going to have to figure out just where he fits in on special teams. And you got to play more. It's like, yeah, gunner, we threw that out there, but what else? There's more than just one play on special teams. So what else can you do?
Can he block kicks, maybe?
Can't get
with that length.
Does have that length. So
has he
that's
ever
a good
done
one
it,
as
really?
well.
Has he ever done it in his life?
Absolutely.
The thing about him, go ahead, Stevie.
No. As far as his camp goes as a wide receiver, he made the big play, but by all intents and purposes, the word is that it's been a little bit up and down. So even though he had the splash play, looks great, we might be overreacting.
I think so, man. I really do. Especially since we discussed that special teams aspect of it, and that those are all really good ideas. The 6'5" frame. We talk about all those things, but I don't even think he's strong enough to get off the line as a gunner going downfield on special teams right now. There's a lot of stuff that you have to do from that position, and you have to have some experience doing it as well. Like Andres was talking about, has he ever done it? I mean, usually star receivers coming out of college never touch the special teams field. So we'll see that, and that is a bit of an overreaction from the TJ Vasher standpoint. But for me, my overreaction is probably a little on the negative side, but I think it's going to be something because I'm so disappointed in the kid so far. All right, you already know where I'm going with it. Kelvin Joseph, god damn, dude, because you talk about that TJ Vasher play, okay?
Yeah, it was on KJ.
But the weaknesses that TJ Vasher has were strengths on that play.
Yeah.
Against KJ. Coming off the jam. KJ is set. He's in position with TJ. And he just straight attempts to jam, throws his little ass out of the way, makes his way out to the sideline, crosses his face, is being held back, and then OBJ's his ass. And now I know that it's early in camp, and I know that people just, it's one play. At the same time, that technique was a fucking F-.
Yeah.
And it wasn't rushed. It was in a controlled environment.
And to piggyback real quick, Mark, that was half shell. If you go back today and look at some of the videos coming out of Oxnard right now, Vasher did that in full pads against KJ earlier, dog. They were going back and forth, man, and it wasn't really a back and forth. KJ, he doesn't look polished at all, dog. He doesn't look. I mean, he's not jamming at the line like you say. He's the receivers are getting behind him on most of the plays, man. I don't know, man. That guy.
Well, see, the thing about it is, we brought him in for a matchup like this. I mean, if that's Mike Evans, what
he's
is
aggressive and physical. Yeah, he was known to do that. You know what I'm saying?
He's what 6'1", 215, something like that. Super athletic. I mean, somebody wasn't telling me. They were like, well, he's got 5 inches on him. You're like, if you can't do that with TJ Vasher, that's the matchup we need from you on the line of scrimmage in the end zone. If Trayvon's got the number one.
Mike Evans, week 1, come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think, I mean, AB looks like, I made those little references towards saying if KJ can come out and have his shit locked in, AB is going to be out.
Yeah.
From everything they're saying right now, there's another. Hey, let's give him a contract right now, big bro. There's my
overreaction.
A contract right now.
Yeah, Mark had him clean out his locker and shit already.
Shit, I had him in a fucking plastic bag. I was like, KJ go lock in.
Dog, we've had Anthony Brown on the roster since last year, dog.
But in my defense, the question was, what would surprise you with somebody being cut? So it's not like I said he sucked.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So my surprise is fuck you.
So for me, and I'm probably gonna seem like a wet blanket for this one, man, but I think we did tone it down a little bit on the hype for Jalen Tolbert.
Like a mojadito or what?
Yeah.
Jalen Tolbert, what? Hold on, Mario. What's going on here, dog?
Tolbert. Hey, we need to tone it down a little bit, man.
Okay, I'm sizzling over here. It's kind of hot. So why?
He might be doing some good things, but you got to realize when he's coming. He's a 3rd-round pick, wide receiver coming in. It'd be different if Gallup was going to be available for week 1. It would be different if maybe James Washington was going to be available for week 1. This kid's coming in from college. They got to learn the nuances of the NFL. They got to work on their technique, that kind of stuff. He's gonna thrust directly into the wide receiver 2 role. So I'm not saying maybe he'll be competent, but people are trying to say he's like a Pro Bowler already. And people need to calm down with that. There's some things he got to learn. He's got to learn coming into the league. He's got to get that rapport with Dak. He's got the little technique things when he goes up against veteran defensive backs that he's gonna have to get under his belt. So that's my pick for the overreaction. I love what the kid's doing. He's got a great attitude. He's professional, kind of like a vet already. But we got to tone it down a little bit on him, man, especially if he's going to us directly into that starting lineup week 1.
Well, with the news that we got about Washington, we're probably you're not gonna be very happy with what I'm gonna be saying about him in the next week, because I'm gonna be pumping this kid. I mean, James Washington looks like he's Enzo, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, look, James Washington
is so funny. 10 weeks? 6 to 10 weeks? Oh my God. Yeah.
Because, hey, man, when you look at James Washington, you look at this dude, he was on the bubble coming in already, right? So if he has a true Jones fracture, I mean, he's done, right? He's Dunskies. And we're going to have to bring somebody in. I mean, Turbin's over there going, how bad? Oh, damn, that sucks, bro. I mean, seriously, dog. And TJ Vasher's over there doing, damn. You know what I did like about James Washington, though, when I saw him on tape? He's a lot bigger than I realized he was, man. I was getting a little, I was getting like, whoa, this dude is a little TO-ish out there, So, but that's going to be a toy that we'll never be able to see.
Yeah. And one of the guys for me is, as far as winning camp and all the reports we were getting out of there, was Tristan Hill. When they were in half shells, they said Tristan Hill was getting by folks. It was ridiculous. Only to see the day when they went full pads and my guy Tyler Smith.
Hey, Dreezy, are you listening? Dreezy, you're still there,
that boy Tyler Smith.
Okay, I'm just listening, making sure.
Picked that boy up and tossed him like a rag doll. Yeah.
Did you see it? Did you watch it? Because Kyle Yeomans put it out there. Did you see the play?
Yeah. So I think it's a bit of an overreaction that Hill was really doing something till the pads came on and a rookie put you on your ass. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, because everybody was like, hey, Hill's out here taking care of his business. He came ready. He came, oh, shit.
Facts, dog. Big facts.
So I mean, when Micah says you're freaky strong, that's pretty good, huh, Dreezy? I was going to give it to you right there.
Well, okay, and that actually is the perfect segue to what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Let's just pump the brakes on our left guard there.
Hey, can you mute him? You can't mute him, right?
I can mute him. I'm about to mute him now. I'm just playing. Yeah.
And I know when Mark does this, when he tags me and shit on Twitter, I know he's doing it with a smile. I get it. I know. Players call him big. No shit. He's a D1 lineman. I hope he's big. I hope he's strong. Oh, that's great. I hope he has
freaky strong. Dreezy.
I hope he has huge biceps and a thick chest and
these are grown men saying he's freaky strong. These are grown.
I understand that. And Mark, we all know there's been a lot of big linemen who failed. There's been a lot of strong linemen who failed. A lot. All I'm gonna say is I'm not saying, and this goes back to May when you were yelling at me. I'm not saying the kid's gonna suck. I'm not saying the kid's gonna suck.
I wasn't yelling at him, Stevie. I'm really nice. I'm really nice to him.
I'm not saying the kid's gonna suck. I'm just saying at that spot, there's just other guys who I feel also would have contributed from day one that we could have used. But that's back in May. So today, I'm saying, okay, I'm just saying, let's just pump it on our left guard there.
I'm pumping it, all right, but I don't think the direction you're thinking.
I'm always down to say pump the brakes on a rookie. I'm always okay with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I am too, and I'm just. I mean, well, I don't know. Y'all get me in three fucking weeks.
And the thing about me is,
yeah.
I'm not a good guy to ask this question because I'm just not one to get excited one day, down the next, excited for 2 days, down the next. Like, I want to take it like as a whole. So like, let's just wait 2 weeks.
But you're a Cowboy fan. How the fuck? No, I'm playing.
I know, that's strange.
You define the last 5 years, bro.
Yeah. No. Facts, man.
I got you. That's a good reaction there. Good little segue into. You're welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, fellas. Well, man, so I got another question here for you guys, man. Besides that, if blank has a regressive year this season, this could all go to shit. Stevie J?
I'm actually going to go with Zach Martin. And the reason I go with Zach Martin over Tyron Smith is because Tyron doesn't have to regress to miss time.
Yeah.
So if Zach Martin regresses and you've lost Tyron Smith, oh man, you are in for a world of hurt. You are in a bad way.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, you're exactly right. My answer to that is Micah.
Micah? Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if he regresses, if he doesn't, okay, we're all expecting him. I mean, I said it, 23 sacks, right? I'm over here talking about this dude. It's what I believe in.
Records.
Right? Exactly. We're all talking about that type of stuff with good reason for it. I got to give myself a little, that. But at the same time, what if he regresses? What if he regresses? What if he's not this thing that we're depending on to blow the league up and be a possible defensive player of the year candidate?
Absolutely.
I mean,
but if Micah regresses 20%, he's still probably a top 5 fucking defensive player in the league.
But you see, that's the next thing I was going to say, Andres. That would be my disagreement with Zach Martin. Because if he regresses by 20%, I don't think Micah can regress by 20%. And really, I mean, we need him to be what he was last year and then some for this defense to be what we want it to be. If he regresses by 20%, he's just a fast linebacker, and we're looking at LVE again.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, 20% means he's not getting to the quarterback anymore. That's taken out. You know what I mean? He's just. I mean, and Jaylen and LVE were all pros.
Yeah, those are facts, bro. Those are facts.
So, I didn't even consider Micah just because it like.
I know you didn't.
No way. You can't.
Well, and for me, and then but think about it. You said Zach, and I'm like, well, shit. When did Zach ever even? I think of it as like, you know what I mean. So. I mean, you're right. I mean, we got this. We're like, Micah is the shit. Well, what if like 4 games in, he hasn't?
That's funny because just both of those guys, it seems unfathomable that they would take a step back.
Hey, man, and 2 to 3 years ago, I thought we had an all-pro linebacking core for 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I was set. I was set. And when I saw that dead leg with Jaylen, I was like, oh shit. Yeah. That's not only not a Pro Bowler, that's not starting.
And you saw it from LVE. And you saw it from, and what did we say, man? Like it was horrible, man. It was horrible, dog. We're like LVE, the regression.
LVE had an interview on Dan Patrick.
He went from all pro. This guy went from all pro to an under the radar guy, dog. This is ridiculous. Rookie. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about this
to a year-to-year deal.
Yeah, Stevie J. We talked about this last episode, dog. And we were and Mark came out guns firing, dog. Fucking Brillo Cox, dog. Cox. Hey, all fucking crap, you know what I'm saying? And we're like, you know what I'm saying? We're like, man, shit, let's go. And then I thought about it by the end of the show, and I was just like, well, nobody's talking about LVE anymore. He's on a 1-year deal. This is really, how do you go from an all-pro, Pro Bowl year to regress the way you regress, and now you're like an under-the-radar guy? Like, people are really wishing that you can return to form. It's wild, man. But so I definitely agree with Mark as far as Micah. That's one guy that cannot regress. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this, man. If CD, what he's doing in camp, you know what I'm saying? This guy's a highlight reel. Every damn play that goes to him, man. If he somehow, some way regresses when the season starts because the lights are on, man, this receiving corps is in trouble. You know what I'm saying? That's the one guy that we really, really need to evolve and be this number one that everybody wants to see, man. Hey, y'all heard it from the man himself. Everybody that loves Cooper, what did he say, man? He said this guy's been ready. So
he's ready.
I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he does. But if he happens to regress, man, I think we're in the world of hurt.
Well, you mentioned something that I wanted to give myself a pat on the back about real quick was, what did I say about Jabril? I said something about Jabril, didn't I?
I love Cox.
I do. I mean, he's a smooth Cox too, bro. That's some smooth Cox right there too. But what they said is he looks stronger and faster this year, right?
Yep.
I mean, I didn't just say he was going to come back. I said he'd be stronger and faster, right?
And we said this before. We said this before training camp started. Mark called it.
Yeah, I said with the kind of muscles he'll be working out, with the rehab that goes into it, he's going to be stronger and faster. That ACL won't be an issue, and he will be a Pro Bowler. Mark it down.
And Mark.
Okay.
And today, Mark, he had one signature play where he ran down a play toward the sideline.
Tony Pollard.
From the opposite linebacker.
You see,
he
and the
definitely has that speed.
When I look at that, the thing that impressed me the most, because I went back and I looked at that clip, man, and what he did when he turns and goes, it's the complete opposite of what was going on with Jaylen last year at this time. Okay, that dead foot, it wasn't turning and going. This dude's firing like a deer to the sideline. I can't wait to see it. Barring injury, Pro Bowler.
Yeah, Jaylen was like the Flintstones, man, like running and playing for like 5 steps before he actually took off.
Jaylen really was on the team at this time last year.
I'm gonna pick the guy.
And I'll tell you the game where I called it, the Cardinals game, when he had to chase that running back out to the flat, and I saw him turn and go, and there was no go. I was like, oh, he done. That's dead foot. It's dead foot.
Oh, Chase Edmonds? Oh, yeah.
Yes. When Chase Edmonds ran a wheel route out to the right sideline, all you have to do was just go and get him. That's it. Straight line. And somebody told me mentally he wasn't there anymore. I was like, he's in the open field. What mental aspect was that? So what I'm saying right now is the complete opposite. When I'm looking at our linebacking core, I'm seeing the complete opposite of last year. And just this right now. Because LVE, I don't think that it, like we talked about LVE there. Mm-hmm. Yes, the injury aspect of it, but I think that kind of diminished his confidence in his play. And then you had Big Dog come in, and LVE turned out to be a pup for a little bit. So until a lot of it is his own confidence in what's going on, man. I know we all have injuries. We talk about those injuries, but they're not lower body injuries for LVE. So why the hell isn't he running and making the play half the damn time sometimes? You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see this year.
Well, to answer this, I'm going to pick. Yeah.
Are you ordering something at Tapatio or what?
What?
I heard you say I wanted flour tortillas. Can't say qué. I don't know.
I didn't say that. I said to answer this, I'm going to pick the dude whose jersey I wear in our little graphic for the show. I'm going to say Trayvon. No, I'm going to say Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon.
I'm going to say Trayvon Diggs, man, because, I mean, last year he gets 11 interceptions, but all anyone wants to talk about is the yards he gave up. I've literally never heard that stat kept. I've never heard fans quote it, but all fans wanted to say was he gave up the most yards. Yeah. Fuck his 11 picks. That's all they want to talk about. He gave up so many yards. So I'm not in no way expecting him to get another 11 interceptions. That'd be insane.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if he regresses from a technical standpoint, like Mark watches him closely, if he gets interceptions, but also is just giving up a ton of big plays, yes, a few here and there is to be expected because he plays that way. But if he regresses to the point to where quarterbacks just aren't ever afraid to throw his way, that could be bad for our defense, I think.
I think honestly, the way I feel about it with Trayvon, when I discuss him, he takes a lot of chances, he does, but I think that right now you're going to see better play out of Trayvon because you're going to see better play out of the safety position. Okay, that's why I think you're going to see better play out of Trayvon. They're going to communicate better. You got some guys back there that have pedigree and they're dogs and they can get it done. Last year, look, I mean, KZ was a hell of a player at different times, but there were times where he and Trayvon were not communicating. Like on that Patriots play, I'm not going to put it all on KZ. I mean, like I said with Trayvon, if he just gives the out, not the up, it's just a completion and we win the game. Yeah. He didn't have to bite on the up. He didn't. But at the same time, if he had a safety who was communicating with him at that point and knew exactly what he was doing, that wouldn't have been a problem either. So
I've never actually talked about that Patriots play before. That's strange.
So hey, I had to analyze it again because I got called out a little bit on my analyzation from last year, this year by somebody, but I didn't respond back. So,
absolutely.
So for me, when I saw this question on the agenda of the show, it was clear and obvious to me. There's only one player that cannot regress this season, and that's Terrence Steele to me, because the Cowboys pushed all their chips in on Terrence Steele. They let Collins walk. They didn't really address anything behind him. There's no veteran tackles on this team. Let's Go is now out with a subluxation of the shoulder. You got Josh Ball, who didn't even participate in camp last season with an injury. Who's behind Terrence Steele? If he's not the guy that the Cowboys think he is by the actions that they did this offseason, they're in big trouble. They're in big trouble because there is nobody to back up Steele if he regresses and doesn't move forward in his progression and his development as the right tackle for this team.
Well, isn't this the Cowboys way, though? I mean, before it's all said and done, and before we head into week one, we will have veteran O-line help. Am I right, Stevie J? I mean, it's not going to be the guys we want. It's going to be the Tiden and Techies of the world. Am I right?
It's going to be Sam Tebby. It's going to be Sam Tebby. And I'm dead serious because they've already talked to him. They've already laid that groundwork, and they do not stray beyond what they know and what they've already structured. And they have this plan and they have this idea. So I wouldn't be stunned at all if Sam Tebby was the guy who you get signed very soon, as a matter of fact. Now, with that, I tweeted out a stat earlier today. Tyron Smith and Terrence Steele have combined to play 10,000 NFL snaps between the two. Behind them, everyone else on the roster, 0.
Holy shit.
0.
See, but the thing about with Terrence Steele for me is it's not like he's played at a Pro Bowl level. And we've seen that, and then if he regresses, it's not a Pro Bowl level anymore. He's regressed in the middle of the season last year. I mean, he was doing a good job, all right? And then he regressed a bit because we were even like, hey, but that's it. We don't need no LC. LC, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? And then Steele regressed a bit, but we saw what their plan for that is. Zach is as good as he is, can be half of another position if he needs to be. So I'm not really as worried about that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we can do some. If I have Tyron, Zach, and Tyler, everybody else can, suck a dick.
Asking a lot from Tyron Smith, a full 17 load on the season, man. Like for that guy, man.
But I got with Mario, man, about something that we're not thinking about from that end. But you better already get on that because Micah's. I mean, look, Micah going against somebody, and when you saying that shows me that guy's not that good, that's not that good in our minds. But at the same time, Micah's not technically sound. Micah's piss and vinegar still. That play where he killed Terrence Steele, that was on a rocker step. It was a wide receiver move. He gave him a wide receiver move and then took him back to the middle. Okay? That wasn't even using his hands. So, hey, Mario, Terrence Steele looks like shit already.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's not what I'm seeing. But what I'm saying, so you're talking about, okay, we got Zach Martin on that side, the president. He's cool. He can help out the right tackle. Don't forget that Zach Martin probably also has to help Tyler Biotis. So we're gonna
but Terrence was playing left tackle where Micah got him, right? He was playing left tackle, wasn't he?
Was he playing left?
No.
Because
I thought he was playing left tackle out there when Micah got him. I thought he was like in there for a bit at left tackle. No.
The one I saw was on the right.
It was on the right. Okay.
Yeah, I think Tyler Smith, the one's been rotating in with Tyron at left, very second, third team, I guess. But
well, from our reports, and this is coming from Mike, when they went to rookie minicamp and then they went to OTAs, they put a lot on Tyler Smith's plate, trying to play guard and trying to play tackle as well. To now, when they came to training camp, and Mike came out and said, "We're not doing that." With the assumption that I don't think he can handle it. So they're just playing him completely at guard. So I don't think he was playing any kind of tackle.
I could have swore Terrence Steele at the beginning, the first practice, he was playing left tackle, and then Micah gave it to his ass, and it was like, "No, let's take his ass back over there." But I could be wrong.
I don't think it was Tyler Smith, bro. I really don't. I think it was Terrence Steele.
Another way they even said Tyler Smith is a left side player. That's where they're trying to keep him to get him focused on Nico left side. And not throw him to the other side and give him a whole other,
Hey, is your son on Fortnite or what, fool?
What? You can't hear me?
No, we hear you.
We just fucking with you. We just fucking with you, man. All right, man. Well, as y'all know, everybody knows, man. Today was the first padded practice for the Cowboys, man. We had a lot of scares. And we also had an injury already, man. But I kind of want to run down through some pinpoints, man, and ask you guys what your thoughts on these things, man, that we witnessed today when that came out of camp today. So first thing is, man, on the kicking battle, Gary Bay, man, our guy. Damn,
what's his last name? What's his last name? What's the other dude's last name?
Hiralahu.
There we go, man. That boy got his articulation working.
So Gary Bay, man, he continued, or gotta be, how you say it, Mario? Say it.
Garibay.
Yeah, he continues to struggle, dog.
My kid's teacher. That sounds like my kid's third grade teacher, bro.
And Liram, he happens to be money, dude. Do we need to look elsewhere, or do we continue this battle and see who emerges by the time it's week 1? CVJ?
Yeah, I think you've got the battle right now. I think it ends up being one of these two guys, and Gary Bay has, man, it's been rough coming out, and people were so excited about him because of. And here's the thing. Here's where we get messed up as fans. We've already referenced it once. We saw one kick from this guy when they picked him up. We shared around Twitter one kick where he won a game, 60+ yards. That's fantastic. That's wonderful. But
Twitter in a nutshell.
You kick a lot of other times in a season. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's
and
not
he's
just
missed
one
quite
kick.
a bit too. Like the dude has missed quite a bit. Like
yeah, so it's a little bit difficult to cut the guy right now already after 2 padded practices. But those mojo periods, referenced them a little bit earlier. That's whenever the heat is on. That's your opportunity to make your mark, and he's not doing it right now. With that said, the other guy is. So I would rather. And this is just me as a person, I guess, but I would rather reward him and say, you know what, you're on your way to winning the job, rather than say, actually, I don't know if we want this guy to win the job. Who else is out there? Let's scramble and find something else. Like, I would rather reward the guy.
Facts. And we were like, even Mark, I mean, all the guys on the panel right now can tell you right now, dog, we were all excited about Lirim Iralahu.
Iralahu.
Yeah. We were all excited about the guy last year, dog, but they wanted to go with Peg the Leg, dog. They wanted to go with Greg the Peg the Leg, dog.
Did we draft Got-It-By? Did we draft them on?
Undrafted out of Texas.
He was undrafted, right?
Tech, Mexicano. Shouts out. But man,
I'm gonna call him Mamon until he goes better than 1 for 5, bro. I'm gonna call him Mamon until he goes better than 1 for 5. Okay, he's Mamon. And the thing about it is, Mamon needs to get his finger out his ass, because at the same time, I feel what you're saying with that, Stevie. Like, you don't want to, in midstream, you don't want to change horses, right? Sometimes, with this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I'm in a shooting competition with somebody and I'm busting his ass, I mean, you can look at it different ways on why he's missing, but he's missing. Period. You know what I mean? I'm like, look, it could be the pressure. It could be the fact that, and a little thing we need to tweak, but he should be knocking these down right now. This is the beginning. The pressure comes in a little bit later. So, I mean, I would say if I devoted a draft pick to him, I might keep him around a little bit longer. But if there's somebody else out there and this dude does this continuously, as well as I do, Jerry's demented ass might come down from that big ass platform and go, hey, that Mamon that Mark was talking about, we need to get him out here.
I love how Jerry's a hillbilly now.
Hey, I will say, Jerry is cutting for
dementia
right now.
Kick your ass. The dementia will start making you think you're somebody else.
And you got to give him a little more than two practices or one practice. I mean, obviously he's not getting it done right now, and you're absolutely right. I mean, there's going to come a point whenever, if he continues down this road, what was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers kicker? That they drafted him in like the 2nd round a few years ago.
Yes.
And he was terrible. And
another Mexican cat, right? Wasn't he another Mexican cat?
I don't remember. But Aguayo, yes. Rob Aguayo.
Yes.
And I think they kept him for the next season as well. And it's like, dude, I understand that, that's a little more of an investment. But if you're leaving points on the board, and kickers, sometimes with an offense, if some guy makes a mistake, you have another opportunity. Kickers, you don't have another opportunity that drive. You've killed the whole thing. It's over. Ball turns over. You gave it to them.
Yep. Man, I have peg leg PTSD.
You got to get that figured out.
I got peg leg PTSD. That's why I'm like this right now, man. Because if we would have had, Dan Bailey doing his thing for years here, and then he just broke his leg and we couldn't have that anymore, and we have this competition, then I'd be confident. I'd be like, hey, give him a shot. See what he can do. Yeah. But I'm sitting here going, hey, we left some points on the fucking board that cost us.
Oh,
and I'm going.
We went from a 12-5 season. If the man Greg makes a couple of these field goals, we're looking probably at a what? 14-3.
14-3. Yeah, easy. The Bucs game and the Raiders game. Facts.
It's the lotion on its skin.
Gross.
Teams, bro. Special
You guys,
teams.
but it seems like Gary B, Gotti B or whatever. It seems
Gotti
like
B,
he's,
Mexicano.
everything coming out. Hey, whatever.
Mamon, I told you, fucking Mamon.
Yeah, Mamon. It seems like he's struggling from 50 plus, man. Is what it seems like. So I don't know, man. I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying. 50 plus. I mean,
the NFL right now, though. The
you're asking
NFL,
for a lot from 50 plus, and I get it, but come on, man. Yeah.
And what we saw out of Mike McCarthy's crazy ass and the way he makes decisions late game, you better fucking have something beyond 50 plus.
Facts,
crazy, man, because
field goal. I know, field goal.
We talked about.
I looked up Aguayo real quick, man.
The one kick that has gotten, that probably got Garibay signed by the Cowboys was a 60-plus yard kick. So it's crazy that we're discussing right now. He's not making those long kicks. That's why we got him. That's why we got him.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think, you know, Stevie, you were touching on, well, he's only made one kick. You know, that why? Well, in his senior season, it was a small sample, but he went 15 for 16 at Texas Tech. You know, Texas Tech got one of those wide open offenses. They go for it on fourth down a lot. So he didn't get a lot of run. But I guess he, you know, 93% or whatever the hell it was. And they said, well, let's give this guy a chance. But have you guys seen that movie, Hall Pass?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the way I look at these two kickers right now is it's like you put the glasses on the both of them, right? And they look good. But if you put the glasses on another kicker, you realize you're not looking at 2 8s, you're looking at 2 4s or 5s, right? So the competition is between these two guys right now. But maybe there is something better out there. Maybe there is another kicker. Shit, man. Maybe Zerline is still better than these two guys. We don't know that. It's just we're only comparing these two right now. We're kind of blinded. You know what I mean?
Take the fucking beer goggles off.
You've been drinking too much. Hell yeah.
It's August 1st, man. I'm not gonna freak out over what a kicker's doing, man. But like I said, I mean, I would like to see him pick it up. I would, and just for reference, I looked up that Aguayo's season for Tampa, 2016. He only made 4 out of 10 field goals from 40 to 49 yards. Imagine missing 6 field goals from 40 to 49 yards.
See, that's
I'm just saying, man.
That's cagapalo.
No mames, way.
No mames. He was lighting candles and shit, fool. You know, he was playing his ass off, fool.
We're literally 5 weeks away.
Hey, what was what year was that though?
2016.
Oh yeah, man.
He was probably practicing cutting chickens' heads off.
He probably only lasted that long because he was a 3rd round pick.
Was a 3rd round
pick?
Yeah,
he was 2nd or 3rd. I remember.
When
he was
high.
Holy shit!
Yeah. Yep. Those are facts, man.
So he started undrafted. So how much leash you think Garibay is going to have as an undrafted kicker?
He was 2nd round.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Man, where was punt god drafted?
Brian Anger?
Matt Araiza. This year.
Araiza.
3rd round.
Yeah. No, because he went much later than people anticipated. The Penn State kicker went before he did. I think it was like 5th.
Yeah.
And I tell you, if I was all about drafting a kicker on day 3.
Well, see, Stevie J, real quick. I never understood the fascination with Araiza when Brian Angerly would kick the ball to the angle of the.
Well, see, Araiza. The thing is, Araiza may be able to translate to the NFL and do both. He may be able to punt and he's the punter, but he was their kicker as well, and he was pretty good at it. So
yeah.
I mean, we haven't really seen that in the NFL a whole lot. Everybody has a designated punter. Everybody has a designated kicker. And if you're the Cowboys at one point, you were dumb enough to carry 2 kickers on your roster at the same time.
Remember that?
Remember David Buehler? Yeah, absolutely. So, but I mean, it's so weird to me, the things that they just fail to address. You know what I mean? Like this year feels like there is so much that they just like, where was the attempt? You know, I don't even see the valid attempt being made.
They're happy with the guys they got. They're happy with the guys they drafted, man. You know what I mean?
And that's the theme for this whole management at every position. Just like y'all said, they have a plan in their head. They stick with it, and it's literally fuck what everyone else is doing or thinking. We're gonna do this.
Well, man, I mean, and the thing I'm constantly having to repeat myself to the people on Twitter, the crosstalk with my boys Papa Sarah and Mike Crum, with Tyler over there, with LP, with even Stevie J, everybody out there, man. That where was this last year? You know what I'm saying? Last year we had no chance, right? We were coming into last year. At this time last year, everybody was freaking because Nolan fucking was trash with that defense, dog. We put up the worst numbers ever. And then we picked Micah Parsons overall, right? And everybody's like, Micah, who the fuck am I? Micah got suspended. Oh my God, Micah's this off-ball linebacker. They don't even draft off-ball linebackers anymore. I wish they would have got Pitts, right? And it was just this whole big old thing, dog. And then we go 12-5, man, and we're vying for a spot in I mean, even to be a number 1 seed or number 2 seed in the NFC, man. And then we end up making a wild card. And then we lose. And now it's all this fucking burn this shit down. And I'm like, come on, man. Nobody expected 12-5, dog. So obviously what I'm saying is Twitter GMs, and I just say Twitter GMs because that's where I do most of my shit at. We're wrong, right? Are we wrong or are we not wrong? You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't get the whole. If we were 5-12, last year, let's blow this shit up, dog. We were 12-5, man. And I really, really, at the end of the day, think it was coaching. That's what I think. I think it was coaching that couldn't get us over the hump. I mean, you got fucking Mike coming out after the game saying, man, I knew these guys were they were so nervous. They were so nervous when they were coming out when we were praying in the huddle. We were praying in the huddle and these guys were nervous. I'm like, come on, Mike. Really? You're the head coach. You're the head coach. You know what I'm saying? And Kellen, he failed us. Right? I mean, and at the end of the day, you can also say Quinn failed us. I mean, well, Debo did what he wanted to do. Point blank period.
Well, you know my opinion. I mean, I'm accused of drinking the Kool-Aid left and right. Okay, so I mean, people always call me a homer or whatever the hell it is, but at the same time, I'm not disgusted with us not making big pickups in the offseason, though, Stevie, with some of this. I'm not. Like my brother said at 12-5, I think I'm firmly entrenched in drinking the Kool-Aid because I'll take Dante Fowler over Randy Gregory's pup ass right now.
That's true.
But I don't know about that.
I would, man. I would because what Dante Fowler.
Are you talking about as the whole like contract?
What I'm talking about in general, getting Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler for what we would have been paying Randy Gregory, and then we signed Jayron Kearse right after that as well. So we got some of that money as well. If those three guys wouldn't have been there, and you just gave me Randy, that would have been a bad situation for me.
Yeah.
Bad business for me with the Cowboys is not signing Dalton Schultz to a $13 million per year deal right now. That's bad business for me with the Cowboys. It's not going and getting, Von Miller, or I wanted Bobby Wagner personally. Okay. That was my pie in the sky. Yeah, but you see, at the same time, I didn't sit there getting pissed off when we didn't, because did I really think we were? No. Mm-hmm. I didn't.
No, and
I'm too inundated with that. You know what I mean?
I don't really think that. Here's my thing about their depth and how they fill holes.
Yeah.
Is if you look at teams who win games, they go out and is Ndamukong Suh what he once was? No. Does Dallas have a problem stopping the run, and can this guy help? Yes.
No, you're right about that.
What did they do to address stopping the run? Drafted a 5th rounder? Like, outside of that, they are counting on 3 techniques to help you in the 1 technique spot. Like, and then you look at getting rid of La'el Collins, and I get it in premise. I understand what you're trying to do because the guy wasn't available. But again, 10,000 snaps between your starting tackles, 0 between your backups.
Oh,
you don't know what your center is not going to be a strength of yours. And the guy who you brought in to be his competition, Alec Lindstrom, couldn't even get the snap off to Cooper Rush today. Like, could not exchange
So
the ball.
Benvenucci. It was it was he came in after the third snap behind I forgot the other guy's name, man. Damn, how did I forget his name?
You don't have to worry about that.
Will,
Will Greer's taking Cooper Rush's job anyway.
But I mean, yeah, dude. So really, yeah, you're right. You're right. And I get where you're coming from, CBJ, man. I mean, I agree too. In that aspect where we don't fill holes as far as getting quality, what people will say is quality backups or and things of that nature. But we also gotta know how they do business, and that's what I don't get about the fan base either. Is they cry and they I mean, like, know who you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Like to me, I'd rather know the devil I'm dealing with, dog. You know what I'm saying? Than to cry about not going out and getting these guys. We all know. I'm gonna say it right now. James Washington went down, man. I mean, this is a segue to this, man. We all know James Washington went down with a Jones fracture, right? He's probably out to 6 to 10 weeks, right, Mark? All right. Mm-hmm. So are we really gonna go get a guy like Will Fuller, Ty Hilton, Odell Beckham, Cole Beasley? No. Those guys are gonna roll. They're gonna roll with Noah fucking Brown. Noah Brown. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna roll Noah Brown. They're gonna roll with Simi Fehoko. They're gonna roll with
Dalton Schultz.
Dasher. You know what I'm saying? Guys like that, man. And we know this as a fan base. So, and I get where people will say, I'm fucking sick of it though. Hey, man, but you're still here in August, and we're here talking about training camp. You know what I'm saying? And
if we know the Joneses at 12-5, they weren't about to go break the bank for shit, especially when the formula worked last offseason. And that's one thing too, though, that I always got to reiterate too with Mark too, man. And when we talk about this all the time, and I tell the boys too, man, I'm like, I tell Mario and Andreas, dude, like at 12, dude, think about the front office. They did something at 12-5. They're not going. They're like, man, we went 12-5, and we could have probably did this and this and that in the playoff had this went right and had this went right. So do we really think they're going to go out there and add some quality depth? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not like a man, I really think that they should do this.
Yeah.
You're right. We know that they're not going to make those moves, but that's also why we end up where we end up for the last 26 years. Yeah. Is because that's their approach. Like I said,
I agree with
tackles. There are veteran tackles out there who could sit back and plug in a pinch, and you would feel okay about that. But I'm betting because they are connected to him already, that player is going to be Sam Tevi. Now, on the other side of that,
I agree with that.
Yeah. So on the other side of that, you look at some of these holes that they have at wide receiver, and it is negligent. And sometimes they can sell you on, okay, well, this guy was like a 3rd round pick. You know, you look at Chauncey Golston. You know, we can let Randy Gregory go because we got Dorrance, we got Chauncey Golston another year. You know, then they draft us. But look at the wide receivers.
Yeah.
You cannot sell me. Cannot sell me on that many undrafted guys competing for spots on the team. I'm not buying it.
No, I'm not buying it either.
I'm talking about rookie undrafted guys. And I'm telling this to the front office, like, you guys, usually you can sell people and fans on draft picks.
Yeah.
Right? Because they were selected because they're good.
Yeah.
But Ty Freifogel, I mean, even Vasher, who has had moments, but undrafted. All right. Drummond, undrafted. You're looking at Noah Brown, who was a 6th round pick. I mean, dude, yes, and it's just on and on and on. And
I think, Stevie, also people have to be ready for this, because me and my brother were talking about this a little earlier. You look at CD. Let's say CD has top 5 numbers this coming year, okay? He's going to garner $30 million per year, possibly. Given what Debo just signed, given what DK signed. Now, unless he is the best receiver in the NFL, I don't think the Cowboys are going to negotiate that contract. I really don't. I'm just saying. I'm talking about exact. That comes into it.
I said the same thing to Mark earlier, dog.
But the thing about but the thing about Tolbert is, if Tolbert has a really good season, let's say if he has 1,000 yards, that makes CD expendable. Okay, and the way the Joneses do business, the way the Joneses do business, that's the way they do business right there. Okay, And they'll sign Tolbert to some sort of deal, some sort of bullshit deal. They'll make Gallup the number 1 and draft somebody in to take CD's spot from in the first round or second round.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that's the shit I don't like. That's the type of business shit I don't like. Okay. Now, some of the stuff that we did in the offseason. No, go ahead.
No, they'll negotiate with CD Lamb.
Mm-hmm. Unless he has but you see, the thing is, the way the Joneses do business, and we all know this, unless he has the best numbers in the NFL, even if he has the best numbers in the NFL, I'm sorry, let me correct myself. They're going to play hardball with him. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. But here's this. Let's say, and I don't know what any of y'all make. Let's say y'all make $100,000 a year. If you are CD Lamb and I'm Jerry Jones, here's how they're going to negotiate. Well, I can't pay you $100,000 a year, but I can pay you $40,000 a year to be a Dallas Cowboy. Yeah. Like that, they still think that's
you said that's wrong. Though, other people. In the beginning, you said Jerry. That's Steven.
Yeah,
Steven. Yeah. I know.
I really don't. I think, dude, Jones. Stevie. When Jerry Jones dies, okay, a lot of people are going to be really surprised with the way this organization goes because everybody likes to talk about JJ. I mean, and we all know Steven's the real fucking cucky dumb motherfucker over there, right? The stingy bastard. Definitely. We've all heard the stories. But at the same time, people love to call Jerry the devil. And then when it all gets said and done, they're not going to blame Steven. They blame Jerry. Well, when Jerry's not here, I want to hear you motherfuckers then.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I'm with you. Steven is the penny pincher, the guy who, look at what he did to D-Law. I mean, D-Law straight up said his
boss was ridiculous.
Was disrespectful.
And that's the shit I don't like. That's what I'm talking about. Shit like that.
Exactly. Absolutely.
But people on Twitter, Stevie, they don't go that far with it, man. They don't know that they need to be thanking their lucky stars for D-Law being a good guy and taking his bonus so they could get other people signed.
Yep.
They don't think about that shit. And then they want to talk about D-Law not being this and D-Law not being that. He has better numbers than everybody y'all compared him against, and he took a pay cut to get a bonus on the back end. Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
That money was supposed to go to Randy Gregory too.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Rewind a little bit. Adam, you were telling us earlier how why should we as fans have different expectations for the way this front office runs, right? So why should we be content just because that's the way things are? Shit, like Stevie said, shit has not worked for the past 26 years. When you're coming off a 12-5 season that you didn't expect. And you got this first round draft pick in Michael Parsons. You got this development of Trevon Diggs to an off. Don't want to build on that? Don't you want to say, you know what? Now's the time to strike. Let's go get us. We got.
But Mario, you're preaching to the choir, though, bro. We all know that. Everybody knows that. But at the same time, the thing is, when I was in my 20s, I had to admit myself to this. Or you start talking about stupid shit like boycotting, not wearing jerseys, and burning shit. Okay, because you have to understand what this.
And look
means.
at everybody on the podcast right now.
I get what you're saying, Mario. Yeah. I get it, but to me, that's a tired ass response. It really is because I already got over that hump. I already got over that hill. This is entertainment for me. That's why.
Right. That's right. Yeah. And we sit here, we're doing a podcast called Talking Boys.
I already went through counseling for this shit, motherfuckers.
Hey, I got the star here, I got the star here, I got the star there, you got the star there, you got the 21 jersey. CBJ got the Dallas. Hey, everybody except for goddamn Dreezy over there hiding in the cut. But I mean, come on, dog.
Come on, it's just Cowboys country. Come on.
I got you. But I'm just saying, I got a backdoor. I got a backdoor Mark B, man, because I mean, I get it, dog. I get it too, dog. I get it too, but hey, man, it is what it is, dog. And for shit to change, I mean, we had guys who let's boycott everything, let's burn, blah 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 blah. The Cowboys they are the top tier franchise in the whole fucking world, point blank period, right? You have. I want to say 70% of this fan base is surface level. They don't care like we care. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we're in
like
here
to wear the gear.
Hey, you see this?
But also the misconception is we don't know that though, big bro. The misconception between a lot of Cowboys fans with each other where they like to talk shit to you is like, you don't know what Mario just said. Did you realize those things? Yeah. I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah. So next thing.
Not gonna stop me from watching football on Sunday.
I mean, it's like I've already went through this. I went through a Sunday trying not to watch when I was like 21. Something like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't work, bro.
You have to.
You have to. So the thing about
man.
it is, and Jerry knows that. We all know the formula. Nobody's fucking pulling the wool under our eyes.
Yeah.
Like, some people like to come at you on Twitter, you know this, Stevie J, and they want to act like they know something you don't. And then they want to talk down on you to act like they're educating you on something. It's like, mijo, I knew this a long time ago. I'm just a bigger fan than you, so I don't talk about this shit because I'm going to be here the next day.
Yep.
It's fun to bitch about, but we all know it's not really going to go anywhere. You can jump off the fucking wagon.
But what's funny about expectations? I got two really good friends. One's a Niners fan, one's a Commanders fan, right?
And they're not really
so with
good
the
friends.
Commanders, I was joking with him that they're a poverty franchise, and he got pissed off. He's like, "What do you mean poverty? We're worth this, that." I said, "Dog," I said, "What I mean by poverty is that y'all haven't done shit." Right? And then he goes, no, hold up. But then he says this. He says this, and he thinks he shut me up with this. He goes, yeah, but we weren't expected to do anything. Y'all are expected to go every year, and y'all don't. I'm like, so you willingly watch that team, support that, and he does support that team. So you watch that team every Sunday, buy all their merch, do this, do that, fly to Washington for a game.
Yeah.
No, and you're not expecting them to do shit. Those are your exact words. He goes, well, when's the last time that we were expected to really do anything? I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. I'm like, was it RG3? Like, I don't understand that way of thinking. Like you're already expecting your team to be shit.
But you see, that's why we're considered America's team, because even he who hates us expects us to be better than them.
That's right. That's right.
Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit?
Yeah. Hey, we'll move on. Hey, let's move on a little bit, man, because I know we're about an hour and a half into this thing, man. But we really had a scare today. I'll just sit here and say my fucking butt puckered up a little bit. I mean, my nuts sucked into my guts, man. Mark's doing it. Hey, we all saw the goddamn clip, man. His boy Jayron Kearse, man.
Pterodactyl,
non-contact injury. It looked like, for the most part, everybody freaked out. I jumped the gun so quick. I fucking at Mark, man, that looked like an Achilles. Like he pulled up on his Achilles, because I've seen Kevin Durant, I've seen Kobe Bryant pull up like that. I said, "Ah, shit, man."
And then when they do that walk, that real firm, slow walk, you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. So it brings me to this question, man. If we were to lose Jayron Kearse, how bad would it be to this defense, Stevie J?
Oh, I think
considering everything he's done last year for us.
Yeah, and another year with Dan Quinn. You know what I mean? Last year he did it in one off season with Dan Quinn. All he had to do was wait on the Donovan Wilson injury to occur. He was inserted and never gave the spot up again. So this year, we're talking about some of these spots that are thin, and linebacker, I'm really not entirely sure. Of course, we're counting on Jabril Cox. Mark says he's coming back bigger and stronger. That's great. But Micah Parsons is part-time.
He's a part-timer.
He is an edge rusher.
Jayron's a part-timer.
And that's the thing, is they are counting on Jayron to fill different roles in this team. Maybe not to the impact of a Micah Parsons, but conceptually, they want to have these guys that they can move around. And Jayron Kearse is one of those guys that Dan Quinn has found that he can do so many different things with. So if you lose that, and his backup, and I would say right now it's Donovan Wilson, right?
Yeah.
Donovan Wilson's skill set is limited. He can't do everything that Jayron Kearse can do. So it would be significant trouble, especially you talk about matching up on tight ends in a league that has dominant tight ends. So it would be a lot of trouble if they lost a guy like Jayron Kearse.
Hold on, let me give my dissertation real quick, okay? All right, on this. Because not just individually what he can do, man. This guy can stick with the best tight ends in the league. We've already seen that. This isn't a question. All right, we saw him go step for step with Waller till halftime. Andres, I got you. We saw him do what he did against Kelsey. He led us in tackles last year as an in-the-box safety. He also had the radio in his helmet calling plays at different times from the
Yep,
safety position, which I had never really heard
for a little bit. Yep.
Yes. Okay. And then when you look at the install that they're doing right now, what's going on in preseason, what's going on in camp is they're doing installations with schemes, defensively and offensively. Okay. Yeah. And right now, what they've been trying are 3 safety sets. That lets you know what they're doing with that. Dono's there, they got Hooker there, and they got Kearse. So I'm willing to bet if they do a 3 safety set, they're going with different sets. Quinn is not going to come back this season with what he came with last season. What Quinn does is he bases something. The install was really last year. This is a build on the install. So he has an idea what he wants Jayron Kearse to be in this defense, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a focal point and a solidification of this defense. So you take that away, you're going to have to give the responsibilities that he already has with Kearse that he's probably teaching to the other safeties right now, because Dono was out for the whole season. Hooker didn't play the whole season, and they have to get acclimatized to what Quinn wants out of this defense. He's not just a player. He's also a coach on the field with the way he understands this process. So you take him away from that, man, he gets people aligned in position. Let's say somebody's out of spot. Let's say somebody is aligned over the slot in the wrong way. He's going to make sure they're in that spot to where they're going and where they need to be. And then let's say something happens to our linebacker crew. Well, guess who's going to be taking the majority of those snaps at linebacker? Jayron Kearse. I really, with what I saw today and what I saw out of him, I would sit him for the next practice. I would sit him. I would, Don. Hey, I would, man, because the thing about it is, once you see that, I think
it broke Twitter, dog. When he limped off that field, man, I think Twitter broke down, man. Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is,
Twitter broke down.
Well, the thing about it is, when you have a non-contact injury, and that's the scary part about it is right there, right? There's a weakness already there. There's something telling you slow the fuck down. All right, whether it's his calf, whether it's anything. You just said the worst thing we could ever think of, which would be a popped Achilles, because you know why? His contract wouldn't allow him to probably be a Cowboy again.
Yeah.
With the rehab that goes into that, and with what he would have to make to do that, this would probably be his career. I mean, given where he is now, and he's 7 years into the league, and he's finally getting his chance, that dude was scared shitless today, along with us. Yeah. I would give him some chance. I put that GPS on him. I'm like, Britt Brown, you better get this boy on the bands because I need his ass in the season. Okay?
That's right. Facts, man. But CBJ, going real quick, Mario, before you go, man. CBJ, man, talking about we had this conversation with Papa Sarah and Mike Crum, dog, over on their podcast, man, across the Cowboys, across the Cowboys, and we're really putting our eggs our eggs in the basket for 2 part-timers, man. You know what I'm saying? On this defense, man. So we really need these guys, man. We talked about it earlier. Michael Parsons is a part-timer, man. And we depend on this guy so much. He's a part-timer. The other guy, Jayron Kearse, he's a part-timer, right? You know what I mean? You're asking these guys to do so many roles, man. So yeah, I go back and I'm with you, and I'm with everything y'all said, man. Jayron Kearse, man, to lose him would be absolutely, well, you know what? For lack of a better word, would suck ass. You know what I mean? But I'm with you. I'm with you guys, man. And I just want to throw that out there, man. That we really put our eggs in a basket for 2 part timers, man. And that goes to what we were telling Mario last week, man. Hey, man, he thinks Dante follows out of here, but we got some part timers on the line.
Yeah, we brought Tack McKinley in. We're so comfortable in the defensive end position.
But anyhow, Mario.
Speaking of Dante, he's doing pretty good, isn't he? I saw some stuff. Mario, how's he
doing? Good. He's doing all right. I mean, that's what I heard.
I saw consistent. I saw dominant. I don't know. I saw a few really key adjectives.
So you guys said it all, right? And I think a good word for if Jayron Kearse today would have been seriously injured is devastating. Because I think for me, that role that he is kind of like a Joker role, right? Like he does it all. Like he's that puzzle piece that Dan Quinn can put anywhere. He's like, for me, for this defense, he's like that Jenga piece that you pull out and the whole shit falls down. Like he's so important to this defense that
I don't know nothing about
pulling out. Yeah. If he would have gotten seriously injured today, I think Dan Quinn would have seriously considered changing the defensive scheme for this upcoming season, because there is nobody else on this defense that can do what Jayron Kearse does for us, that plays the safety role, plays that linebacker role. We see him coming in on blitzes and sacking the quarterback. We see him locking up, elite tight ends such as Travis Kelce and Darren Waller and Greg Kittle. George Kittle.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I was scared shitless today when I saw that clip. When I saw that breaking news, Kearse is down now, and it was a non-contact injury, man, my brain went straight to, like you said, Adam, Achilles.
Yep.
Because the worst injuries that we've seen in the NFL these past few seasons have been non-contact. I thought, fuck, it's an Achilles. Fuck, it's a torn ACL. And he's going to be done. And that would have been
devastating injuries
for
are non-contact, man. But there's, most tears. That's a misconception. People think that you get hit, right? And it's like a car accident, Sometimes they say, when you're in a car accident, if you're bracing for it and you're ready for it, sometimes it's the worst. If you're drunk and you're all limp, sometimes it's the best,
Yeah.
So.
That's why the drunk driver survived.
I was going to say, that's why the drunk driver usually gets away with that. He ejected from the car, but I think he's somewhere near the tree or some shit.
They're walking around, huh?
I don't know. He's asking for another drink. Ching, somebody get him.
See, I didn't have the bad feeling. I didn't have the bad feeling because I actually saw the tweet that Jayron Kearse is back on the field before I saw Jayron left.
There you
so
go.
I was like, man.
You were like, what happened here? Right. Yeah.
See, I saw the Kobe walking away from the free throw line. That's what I saw.
I did too, man. I immediately went into fucking panic mode. I said, God dang, dude. I know they were dependent on Jayron Kearse. And
it'd be backbreaking.
Like we said last year. Like we said earlier, man. Last year he was green dot Kearse, man. He was calling plays, man. You know what I mean?
You see that's where. But like with the technology they have in the NFL, that's why when sometimes they talk about this GPS tracking, I even gave it in the news, right? And they discuss the body temperature of the players and what's going on with it. In my opinion, I don't know if they do this or not, but I would take him through a workout, a regimen, a rehab workout, see if his body, if all those things are climatized and right, then I'd put him back on the field. It's just sometimes I think the NFL wants to make us feel better about certain things, like those. Look, concussions are a real deal. Okay, there was a study, the Duke study, Stevie. There's a Duke study. I think I even said this the last time we were here. Every time a player, whether defensive lineman, offensive lineman, in a simple play, let's talk about just patting up each other. It's the simulation of a 15-mile-per-hour car crash. That's why they have those funny little helmets that everybody's making fun of. They really do take pressure off the brain, guys. It really does. I know they want to act like the NFL is like just poking shit. At least they're doing something now, right? But at the same time, it's a little too late in a sense, and it's the same thing as that. So
yeah. Well, fellas, I guess go ahead, Dreesen.
I was just gonna say, depending on who you ask, Kearse is our third or fourth best player on defense. Of course, there's Micah. We got Tank. We got Diggs there. But with Kearse, it's not just about his raw numbers. It's not about his stats. Like just like y'all said, it's about his pure leadership. It's about what he brings to a position that we've all been waiting for a playmaker, for a guy like this since Darren fucking Woodson. Like we have to go back that far, guys. And don't give me Roy Williams. Don't give me Roy Williams.
Yeah,
we got to go as far back as Darren Woodson to find a player like this. And if there's even a remote chance of us losing him before the season even starts, that's just backbreaking, dog. It's just it would be hard to overcome.
Since Woody's been here, this dude Jayron Kearse is like putting Roy Williams and Ken Hamlin together, or Gerald Sensabaugh and Ken Hamlin together. That's like putting those guys together. Okay, with a little bit more height and some length. You're right. We have been ready for this guy, and at the same time, man, it scares the shit out of me because there is the chance that he doesn't perform like I need him to perform. Because remember, that is just 1 year. The dude had been in the NFL for 7 years till then. But the thing that that keeps popping into mind for me, Dreezy, you're right, is that Minnesota game where he's on the sideline, he jumps up and he's telling them like, "No, we ain't doing that shit today." That's the first. That's the attitude that everybody felt. Everybody fed off. When you're watching him on the field, this dude is running around trying to body people and let them know he bodied him too.
Yeah, those are facts, man. Well, guys, we've been on this thing for about an hour and a half now, man. I think we're gonna call it, man, for the night. Stevie J.
I'm getting naked pictures right now from my wife, and I got to
Nah,
get
this guy's out of control, man. Out of control. Hey, man. Stevie J, man, tell everybody where they can. We appreciate you coming on, of course, man. This is our first video of the podcast of many, man. Hey, look at everybody's face, baby, except for Dreezy. He's the man behind the curtain. Mark D, Mario. Hey, first time really even see Stevie J, baby. Hey, we talked to you on plenty of occasions, man. Hey, but yeah, man, tell them where they can find you, Stevie J, man. I
always appreciate you guys having me on. It's always a pleasure to pod with some of the best that Cowboys Nation has to offer. You can find me on Twitter, Stevie J PTX. I put out some content with Sport DFW as well. And in case you like the tunes, you can tune into Mix 1077 and hear my music morning show as well. So you do a little bit of everything.
On the floor. Let me see that tootsie roll.
And for anybody out there, though, hey, this is just my personal opinion, and this isn't just blowing smoke either. Stevie J is a great follow on Twitter, man. Twitter is a space of a bunch of fucking twats. Everybody knows that. Twitter is twatter. And Stevie J is one of the few on there that's not a twatter ass. Not serious.
Real dude. Hey, I fuck with Stevie hard, man. You know that, dog. We text back and forth all the time, man.
Whoa. What you fucking... I mean, to each his own, bro.
Lube? Hey, man, but hey, you already know, man. Stevie J's my boy, man. Hey.
I don't blame you, though.
Out of control. Talking boys with the boys, man. Hey, we all know where to find me, dog. I'm Hopperville on Twitter, talking that shit like I always say. Hey, you know what, dog? If you're a fucking Eagles fan, dog, or an Eagle content creator, fuck yeah. I don't like the Eagles.
What the fuck are you doing here? First of all, what the fuck are you doing here?
I don't like the Philly 76ers. I don't like anything having to do with Philly, man. Fuck out of here.
There you go. And I'm Mark D at Mark D's Corner. Mark D, talking boys with the boys. Trying to be a little different on Twitter because, you know, I recognize that I alienate people when I just say, well, fuck you. I won't do that anymore. I promise. Some of y'all can get it, though.
How?
I'm at that boy Dreezy, the mysterious man behind the curtain.
Hey, the Grand Wizard of Stats, dog.
The Grand Wizard of Stats. The PJ Grand Wizard of Stats.
This guy's out of control, dog.
PJ Edward Norton himself.
Yeah.
Like the curve, baby.
Yeah. My name is Mario. You can find me on Twitter. Mario Powers Up with underscores in between. Talking Cowboys and talking shit. And like Adam says, fuck the Eagles.
Already. Hey, y'all already know how it goes, man. Thank y'all for rocking with Talking Boys with the Boys.
Hey.
And quit biting shit on y'all. Keep y'all shit to yourself. God damn.